Yeah, it's nighttime, but it looked like afternoon outside. Hey, hola, hola. Give me a minute. I figure I'll let y'all get in here and say y'all hello. Ooh. Y'all, good afternoon, evening. Well, it is afternoon or something, but I don't think it's morning where nobody is. If you ever want to know what menopause looks like, this is what it looks like. I have a fan on my head blowing and a robe on at the same time. Y'all know I woke up and my air conditioner is doing the same thing. The same thing. I woke up and it's back on 79. How? And y'all don't replace the motherboard thing. What is going on? Can I ask y'all a question? Good night. Hello. Would it be faith if you were on the shore and not in the boat? Would it be? Or does the faith come when you are in the middle of the ocean in the boat having a great time and then you see water on your feet? Which one is it? Hello. Which one is it? Is faith standing on the shore or being in the situation and believing? Because it's easy to believe when you on some hard ground. Huh? Is y'all asleep? It starts on the shore. I get it. You got to believe, but I'm saying, okay, so let me rephrase it. Because I need you to hear what I'm saying. If you knew it was going to happen, you wouldn't get in the boat. Are you gonna run into a crazy situation, or are you gonna try to steer clear of it? I'm asking. Y'all know we gonna keep it 100 over here. If you knew that you were gonna get evicted, would you have moved in the house? If you knew that that job was going to affect your marriage negatively, would you have taken it? If you knew that the relationship was going to damage you as much as it did, would you have gone into it? Okay. So again, I'm going to ask you, is it faith on the shore or is it faith when you're in the middle of the water and the boat starts to fill up? When does the faith, when do you know you have real faith? It's easy to say, God, I know you won't let me drown when your feet is on hard sand. He'll never let me drown. Go in the water and tell me if you feel the same or no. It's easy to say that if you never get in a big body of water on a boat, and then the boat start having problems. It seems so simple, but when you really sit back and you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, right? Because it ain't nothing I can hold on to out here. There's nothing that I could try to swim to. There's nothing that I could try to float to. Everything around me is uncertain and not stable and subject to currents and whatever is in the water. And no or yes? It's safe on the shore. We ain't gonna talk about it. That's fine. I'm gonna go make my coffee. I'm gonna make my coffee. I'm wondering, how do y'all feel about it? I'm so used to closing this door. Better not do that. It's gonna be warm in here. Very. Is this here? Yes. That's why it's warm in here. Oh, Jesus. You said, I believe you know something bad could happen. Your faith should begin on the shore. If God is giving you discernment, not to get on the boat. So, so then, how will he show you that he can keep you safe even when the boat is going down if you never get on? That's blind faith. No, truth. If God tell you to quit your job today and sell every, yes, Mr. Hardy, I'm live. To it don't say. So when y'all watch the rewatch, it say live too on the screen. Let me ask that before I do it. It still say live when I'm. If you watch it on a rewatch, you still see that or no? Yeah, it does sometimes. Okay, the leap of faith, right? Okay, I don't know. Ooh, listen. You said if you fresh off the live, you said maybe still. He on there, but you have to refresh your screen. Okay, girl, I don't know. You know, hi, hello. So look, ooh, let's just get to it. Y'all want to? This came this morning. I was supposed to start having this class at about probably 10:30, and then people started calling my phone. And then by the time I got off the phone, I was exhausted, and so I made me some breakfast and I laid down, and I took a nap, and I woke up I think about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah, it's been about 2 hours, so um I was supposed to do this earlier. I had all my stuff in here and everything, and then as soon as I got ready to hit the thing, I started getting phone calls. So there's that. Amen. Here we go. Um, and sometimes they be heavy, and I just need to lay down afterwards. Now I see why my grandmother was a preacher. She was asleep. I understand that. You gotta rest because your mind will go all day and every day and everywhere. So this is just some random stuff. Okay, so you're gonna need your Bible, but you're not gonna need your Bible in a sense. You're gonna need it, but not in the way we normally use it. Okay. Did you guys used to have popcorn service at church? Anybody know about popcorn service? No, y'all one of them kind of church people. Never heard of a popcorn service? Really? Y'all might have called it something else. Anybody know about a popcorn service? You said yes. You introduced me to it. You said this is my church. You said I'm eating corn right now. Hilarious. Nah, we did popcorn reading and Bible study. Same thing. Same thing. It's just the whole service instead of Bible study. Same thing. Nephew. Okay. So popcorn service used to be you don't have to wait for somebody to call on you to tell your testimony. Everybody just need to pop up one at a time like popcorn. Okay? Right? So it's basically saying we ain't gonna beg people to stand up and testify. If you got a testimony, as soon as that person get up, you jump up. And it was ruly. It wasn't like people just start talking. But it wouldn't, sister, you ain't got no testimony or nothing. It was just, and it would set the place on fire. And it was real good, right? Sometimes it would be they would give a subject, right? And you had to go into the script, into the Bible and find references that you think are relevant to said statement, said issue, said whatever, right? And so it kept the Bible study service, whatever. It normally be on like a Friday. It wasn't a main service type of deal, but it was a very interesting thing to watch and be a part of. It used to be real good. Real good. Yeah. So we do a little bit of it here. You guys just don't know that. But is this the wind blowing like that? Hold on, y'all. It must be a little kid driving on one of them mini bikes. You said like we do here. Sarah, you caught it. Yes. Yeah. It's pieces of my life just all put into play and it works. That's why you gotta have the experiences. So we're gonna do a little bit of that. Hey Pumpkin. And I am going to say a few well, it's a page full of statements. And it didn't turn out to be this. It was a whole different y'all know how he teach me is weird and I can't really explain to people it is what it is, but it works. So the question that was asked was, what does favor feel like? Okay, that's the first thing I wrote down. What does favor feel like? Okay, I'm like, okay. And then you said a blessing. What y'all got? Hi. It feels wonderful. So we got a blessing and we got wonderful. What other way does favor feel? Hey, hey daughter. You said favor feels like the battle after battle that you survived. Interesting. I'm doing something right by God. Like when it's raining everywhere else, but the sun is shining on you. Okay. What else we got? What else? Michael Wilder, I'm gonna need you to come to the front right here, just right here. Come here. I don't think I've ever had to do you like this. You said it can be overwhelming sometimes because it can test your faith. Michael Wilder, I don't think I've ever had to call you out. Get your tail up here and have a seat. And before I do, I can already see what type of service this is about to be. Here's your hammer, sir. I don't know that I've ever handed it to you. There you go. Da-dun, da-da-da. Stay off my desk. Stay off my desk. Stay off my desk. Can I say some stuff to you and then we just gonna see where it go? Is y'all ready or no? Hmm? Y'all want to? Y'all want me to open the bus door so we can? Okay. Favor is waking up in the morning, clothes in my right mind, roof over my head, job, working limbs, money when the bills are due, just enough. Okay. So can I give some examples of what I got favor was out of the Bible? Or what I saw as favor in the Bible? Anybody? Do you mind? And y'all tell me what y'all think. And then if you can, find the situation we're talking about. Okay, good. Okay. And mind you, this was at 8:45 a.m. So about 10 o'clock, I was ready to come in here. And as soon as I came in here, my phone rang. So here we go. What does favor feel like? Favor feels like taking your child to the slaughter. The story is that. Listen now. Listen to what I'm saying. Favor feels like taking your child to the slaughter. Who am I talking about? Abraham. That's what favor felt like for Abraham. Okay. Favor feels like being called a whore when you've never even been with a man. Mary. Oh, okay. Favor feels like being hunted by a person you kept alive. David. Mm, mm. Okay, let's keep going. I like it. Come on in, babies. All right. Favor feels like being called crazy for 120 years to then have to watch everything die and still be alive. Live, but to live with watching everything die. That was favor. Mm, okay. Um, to be boiled in oil and to come out without a burn. John. John. Interesting. Okay. Hold on. Let's keep going. To be beaten and put in jail unjustly. Erroneously. It wasn't a few people. Interesting. And all of those people had to put or be put in jail, beaten on, spit on, kicked on, and they didn't do nothing. But that was favor, no? It's okay. Would you consider them favored by God, all these people that we're naming? It literally says that the favor of God was on them. No? Okay. Let me see. Um, to be killed by your brother for doing the right thing. You said, "Wow, favor ain't fair. This is different." Come on. To be killed by your brother, Abel, right? But be blessed in God's eyes when you was just doing the right thing. Does that seem like favor to you? I just figured out what I think I'm hearing. It's a drone because the drone kept driving, driving, driving. I was thinking it was the wind. That's a drone, and then the ice cream truck showed up. Interesting. I don't think that's a coincidence. You said I like where you're going with this. Okay. You picking it up there? Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. All right. To be given up for adoption to people who hate anyone who looks like you or attached to you. Moses. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Y'all picking it up. All right. Here we go. Um, to have someone take advantage of your work for 7 years and backstab you. Jacob, what you what you think? This was class for 8:45 this morning, but we didn't get to it until 7:45 in the evening. Interesting. Nephew said favor is rough. It is, and then people wonder why you be so strong. Hello. All right, let's keep going. Okay. um, to lose everything and everyone in your life, and then to be diagnosed with a chronic illness that debilitates you. Job. It's one thing to lose everything you have, but it's another thing to lose everything you have and lightweight lose the activity of your limbs at the same time. And really favor don't feel like favor at all. We've been lied to. Oh, okay. It do feel good. Not all the time. Remember, I didn't say it several times. Baby, the people that was favored, did you pay attention to what they went through? And then people have the nerve to be mad at them. Do you know what they went through? To be able to even be mentioned in the story. Huh? Listen. Okay, let's keep going. Um, Favor feels like dying for people who will continue to do the very thing you saved them from and teach others to do it. Hmm. All right. Now I know my medical folks is going like this. We'll get to that. Uh, being favored by God looks like night terrors for years. Anybody? Hmm? No. How many of you used to have dreams and people didn't believe you? No, this for you. This for you. Listen to what I said. God's favor can sound like night terrors. Because if you wake up telling people about the end times when you're a little kid, they would say, oh, you just had a night terror. No, I didn't. How many of y'all kids have came and told you, mommy or daddy or auntie or uncle or grandma or papa, whatever, I didn't had a bad dream, and whatever they said, it came true? Was that a night terror or was that favor from God? Hello? Which one is it? Because yes, your baby woke up crying and upset, but what they said it happened. So then what? Was it a night terror or was it God telling that baby something, which is favored by God because this a little bitty baby, and He gonna tell them the future to see if you'll even listen to them. You said, okay, new definition maybe. Enduring unanticipated and underserved struggles with resilience, and grace to come out the other side with a greater perspective of how much God loves you and protects you. Come on. Come on. When you look at favor in this way, it looks a lot different, does it not? Does it? Hmm? You said it was favor, but it didn't feel good to wake out of sleep, seeing death, and days later it happens. I asked for my dreams to be taken away because of it. Here we go. What happened to the dreamer? Then nobody believed, and he was the youngest. Huh? What happened to him? They lied and said he was dead. Put him in a pot. Y'all know, we read the story. In a cistern that was hot. Basically the same thing they used to put the slaves in back in the day. In the sun. In this, hello, in the desert. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're not going to feel good on the other side. It doesn't mean that. But favor sometimes does not look the way that you think it should. All of the people that God favored had plenty of trouble too. They had plenty of times that it, sometimes it was because of what they did, and sometimes it was just because God favored them. It's a There are people that get mad at you because you have favor, but they don't know what you've been through. They don't know what favor cost you. They don't know what favor felt like to you. Do you understand? Favor to you could have been getting in the shelter that you needed to. To somebody else, that might not feel like favor. But when they tell you they don't let whatever in or whatever else it is, but for whatever reason, you get in. Favor can feel like for whatever reason this person wants to give you the job, but they don't know you just got an eviction notice yesterday. Do you see what I'm saying? The trouble had to come in order for the blessing to come too. You don't get to be favored without the trouble. Does that make sense? Even Jesus himself, God's son, had trouble even before he was born. There's not one person in the Bible that wasn't favored by God, that didn't have trouble. But how do you know that God is a trouble fixer? And he can take even the things that were meant for your bad and turn them around for your good. Well, why would he say that unless it was going to be a lot of crazy bad stuff? Think that's a kind of little nugget that we might have looked over for the favorite part of it, or no? Even what was the devil meant for bad against you, I'm going to turn it around for your good. Wait a minute, what do we got planned? Well, a lot of stuff. Until the day that you die, as a matter of fact, he has a plan for every single day. You said, yes, this is important and insightful for sure. Different when you look at favor sometimes. It can be all of this. And I'm not saying this behind me, but I'm saying whatever your favor level is, it could be all of that. And it could be some other stuff too, like I'm gonna take you to jail, but you're not gonna be treated like you in jail, and you're gonna be free to go and do what you want to do and have favor with the warden, and then you gonna get all the programs started and this, that, and the other, because I need you to take what you got and put it in there and put it in the books, and then you gotta get out, because then now I gotta take you somewhere else. It's time for you to take what you learned in all of these places and go somewhere else, because I need this planted over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, and over here. How many times do you feel like you said it feels like first after respiration? You said you violated probation. Or after you violated probation. Listen, this is releasing your own car. Listen. Okay, so y'all hear it? Every single time that dang ice cream truck come, you hear the whiz of the dang. Listen here. Do y'all think that's weird? Remember, I kept saying, "Is that the wind?" Why would you need to fly a drone before and after the ice cream truck is coming or going? But I started hearing the drone probably about 2 to 3 minutes before I heard the ice cream truck. And then when the ice cream truck came, you could hear it whizzing by. And then it's gone through wherever and it's on its way out. But before I heard the ice cream truck again, I heard the drone and then the ice cream truck and then the drone whipping behind it. You could hear it. Let me be quiet before they get to playing with my line. Y'all pick that up, right? Hmm? Yes. In in the movies, it be the kid, the curious kid, don't it? Every time. You said the ice cream trucks have been coming out lately, and you don't trust none of them, right? Because why is there a drone flying with that on? I'll be listening to outside. Okay. One more. One more. Um, Favor feels like being a warrior judge, and then having your eyes gouged out to only come back and pronounce judgment on some folks anyway, or inflict judgment anyway. He said, it's about dark where he at. See, he said, "Why the core ice cream man still like, huh, it shouldn't be." He said, "I've never trusted ice cream trucks, and I watch them because they slow all the way down to stop where they see my children. And I don't like that. Y'all ever seen the movie Killer Clowns? I think that's what it was called back in the like 80s or 90s. You said that movie was creepy. Don't you see we live in it right now? It was a documentary. It was a documentary. They're snatching kids and eating human women, men. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. I hope y'all see certain things you could. Let me listen. Hmm. To be favored can also feel like being the smartest and richest person on the planet, and to be attacked by all the forces of Satan, and then to die a bumbling man. Right. There can be a lot of different endings to God's favor, and how He decides to end it, or keep it going or skip a generation or whatever else it is. But it's like sometimes I feel like, and I've told y'all this before, I had a lot of people say a lot of crazy stuff, and I used to be like, well, you can have my life if you want it. Because you only seeing a snapshot of right now. You met me today and you feel like you know how it, baby, you don't know what it costs to get right here. And I don't mean money. The tears, and I'm not talking about right here. I'm saying as a person to be where you are in life where you don't spaz and you don't do this and you don't do that and you try your hardest. Not saying you perfect. I ain't saying you don't spaz. You don't spaz a lot no more. Because we still human. You don't know. They don't know the physical, mental, spiritual effort you had to put in to even be able to walk around and have a great attitude every day and to be able to say that's okay, it's fine, don't worry about it. And what? Because as soon as God put his stamp on you, the enemy make a plan. Hello? Do we not? Get some good news. What come right after that? And then I'm about to show you what it's like in our real life. Hmm. You said, get out of my business. Yesterday made 1 year of my brother's death. Today is my father's birthday. So I'm supposed to say happy birthday or something, girl. Crazy. I called my old bird today. Y'all remember when they used to call us old birds? Or maybe some of them still do. I called my old bird today. Technically, it was yesterday, but just called her and I said, I just want to make sure you're still alive. She said, "Yeah, I'm still here." So okay, that was just a call to make sure you're still alive. That's it. I didn't really want nothing much or nothing. Listen, and now I'm the old bird. Ain't that something crazy? Anyway, you said you used to say that all the time. Hmm. I call my old bird to make sure she's all right, mother hen. You know. Um, listen. Hmm. Because they used to call them hens, and all these references to chickens. Country folks. They like men would say, "You got a good hen." That means you got a good wife, right? Because then men would say, "You hen pecked," which means you were on the honeydew list. Y'all can tell some of y'all ain't never lived in the country. Y'all ever heard of a man being hen pecked? You gotta have a hen to be hen pecked, right? Do y'all know this? I'm old. Young folks, there you go. If a person tell you you got a good, I knew y'all nephew was gonna do this. Sorry, son, you at work? Okay, you left. Yeah, it's crazy how these schedules ain't go. Oh, okay. Okay, I love you. Okay, bye. Listen, our schedules be so crazy. All these kids, it's crazy. I'm really about to have 6 grandkids. That is wild. Ooh. Oh, Jesus. Okay, here we go. All right. Um, do me a favor and look up debilitating. And I know y'all know. Tell me the definition of debilitating, please. You said I'm from a country I heard it plenty. You said debilitating is an adjective word used to describe something that seriously impairs strength or the ability to function normally. Like arrested development. Interesting. Can I ask you a question? Have you ever heard information that knocks the wind out of you? Nobody didn't hit you. You didn't run into nothing. You have heard information that has literally taken the wind, made you pass out. Would you consider or even think that that had you said is something that seriously impairs physical or mental strength, causing a loss of energy or the ability to function normally? Hmm? You said yes, the death of my mother. I couldn't breathe and instantly went numb. Okay. Has there been a situation in your life where you couldn't see a way out of whatever the situation was? Like every which way you turned, there was no, like, it seemed like there was no way out. You had called, you had done whatever research, you begged, pleaded, whatever it was, and it was like no answer. Excuse me. Interesting. Hmm. Would you say that that's a debilitating feeling to have? Just not not knowing where, when, how. What would you like? I believe that's how depression starts. No? Could you see this being the beginning of depression? You said it's a mental hog tie. Okay. What does the Bible say? You said God gave me a dream of my uncle passing. You said, and he did the same in the same week. You said you said, and he died in the same way a week later. You said, I couldn't explain it to people. Exactly. So again, if you would have told the older folks about it, they would have said you was having a night terror. What did you eat? What did you drink? Probably had the TV on the whole time. It was the future, the very near future. That's what I was talking about earlier. And people don't think that seeing, they'll start seeing you negative. No, nigga, I'm not actually. He always tells somebody. So guess I'm the one he be trying to warn y'all. That was, and I told y'all my family used to be like, don't listen to her, and I used to be like, okay, I don't care. I done got hit in my mouth too many times, but exactly what y'all had me. I mean, I told y'all it came true. So, and this is when I was young. You hear me? I had to, cause they had me thinking I was crazy and I was tripping and all of this, and the whole time God was using a little bitty kid to tell them, and they'd be like, "She always had bad dreams and this and that. She's weird and da da da." Oh, okay. You said God showed me your who was gonna go, but you didn't understand the dream. Your mom. You said people say that about me when I told them to pray. Listen, it's a real thing. Yeah, it is a real thing. All right, do me a favor. Please tell me what a defibrillator does. What does a defibrillator do? Shock your heart back into rhythm. Delivers an electrical shock to the heart to restore a normal rhythm during sudden cardiac arrest or dangerous arrhythmias. Every single thing that the devil has planned for you is a debilitating situation, right? But because of the blood of Jesus, soon as you call on that on his name, literally he's defibrillating the situation. He's sending life sending help, honey, a shock, the spirit, the energy to go ahead and get you back into your regular rhythm. You said, huh? A healthy heart to get you renewed and getting you back into a place where you're supposed to be. It might not feel like that. And if you think about this, if you have to pray, Lord, if you don't want me to be with this person, let this happen, and instantly it happens, would you say that that's a defibrillator? Because 9 times out of 10, if you got to that point, that means you're tired, your energy level is gone, your joy is gone. So it's sounding like you in a debilitating situation, and you need him to jumpstart your heart again and get your life back to normal rhythm, because this ain't your life. Huh? No? You said by briefly stopping the heart, it allows the body's natural pacemaker to restart a healthy, effective heartbeat. Okay. So every one of those situations that we listed was supposed to take people out the game. It, it was supposed to debilitate them or keep them debilitated. You just read that definition. But God said, hey, I'm the defibrillator, honey. I came to bring new life, and sometimes I got to stop you in your tracks for a minute and redirect you so that you can get back to your normal swing of things. If Moses never would have went out in the wilderness, he wouldn't have known where to take the people. Well, he had to go to the wilderness after he, you know, ain't saying murked the nigga and stuff. But he had already been given up for adoption. He already had to deal with niggas that he knew knew he wasn't one of them, but because he was the Pharaoh's grandson, he couldn't say nothing. But he had that work for him though whenever they needed it. Huh? Then you have to go sit in jail for 10 years in the desert and only eating bread and water because the girl is. Come on, huh? You were supposed to die in there too. Because he told everybody, don't give him no water and no food. And the law, of the earth, it'll take you to do what it's going to do. God said, no, I got a plan. I'm going to use your daughter to keep him alive. She's the defibrillator. So they go to open up the door thinking they about to find some bones and stuff. And he like, hey, that's bright. You guys let me out of here? It's been a while. I was hoping that I could, huh? They thought they was going to find a body. Whole time he was in there thriving, ready to go. So now that I'm all cut up and stuff, yeah, it's time to go and get with Pharaoh and tell him, the Lord's been telling me a few things that I need to tell him. Are you ready? I've come out of the darkness into the light. Hello? That was his favor. Would that feel like favor to you? For real. That's the stories that people fuss about right now. A lot of the people in the penal system have a very similar story to a lot of the people in the Bible that we read about. But because we know them personally, we don't judge them in the same way. Which I've been looking funny at Joseph. He probably did do it to her. He probably did. Cause ain't he a farmer boy? Girl, yeah, he probably did that. He probably did. Look at him and look at her. He thought he was gonna get that one off. And she lied. But because she had influence and money and a rich husband that was powerful, they automatically assumed that the slave person or the jail person was the one that was on. Hello, we see that right now. I've never touched her, and I'm not saying that nobody don't, because I've been assaulted, but there are some that it's the. So how would you have been looking at Joseph in this day right now? He said, I was just about to say that people in jail rather be on the streets than sitting down in their safe, not knowing God is just getting started with a new life. Yeah. Or keeping them alive. Yeah. Have you noticed how young people look in jail? They're well preserved most times. They come out fitter and healthier. Not everybody, but about 80% of them people come out looking younger than everybody that got to get up and deal with life every day. And you be like, you're how old? I'm 73. Well, sir, your skin and stuff look like you about 45. Fit. You said if they go in 2005, they come out in 2005. Exactly. It's like life stops. They don't age. Some do, but most people they don't age when they in there. They get out and they still be looking the same. You be like, that's crazy. What is it? Some kind of like, what is it? They said Abraham, Joseph, all of these people, they were well preserved and they had to be set aside and put away and not always up around everybody for a long time, an extended period of time. And God would take them out in the wilderness where your skin should be weathered, right? The wilderness where they at was like the mountainous regions where it's hot, right? But how is it that they didn't? It always talked about their appearance and how they didn't look weathered. What's the temperature in the Negev desert? Well, it's 66 right now. It's not doing, it's a 86. Let's see. It's a semi desert area in the southern of Palestine. So, let's see. Would you be comfortable living out there for 40 years with just tents and horses and stuff? With giants running around, lion headed men? He said negative. Hmm? If God told you to move there today, right, with it looking exactly like it looks, and only take one bottle of water per person, one pair of shoes, and one outfit, would you believe in 40 years that your shoes would look exactly the same, your clothes would look exactly the same, and you would not look like what they be showing us on TV? You would be perfectly healthy. You said nope. Would have asked God to come and get me early. Hilarious. Hmm. Would you do it? You said under the grace of God you believe it. Okay. Who else? I'm saying if in the next month God said I need you to move out to the desert and just take one bottle and one pair of clothes and your family and don't worry about food every day. I'm gonna feed you. Don't take any money. You said, no, I can barely stand heat now. You said, if the Most High is protecting you, yes. You said, yeah, no, Dad. Would have got the meaning side eye because what you mean one bottle of water? Laugh out loud. Hey, Auntie and family. Okay, because I'm trying to see. I'm gonna be asking questions back to back. Like, you sure? Rick, you said give me a. Listen, you listen. You said with the knowledge that I have now, yeah, that's how I move anyway. I moved states and didn't have a vehicle. Okay. You said it would be very hard because it defies logic. Okay. You said the way I've been. You said in the hot tail house since Tuesday, I would have been like, "You sure, Dad? Listen." You said I don't even know how to drive. You didn't even know how to drive. Come on. You said it's hard to pack one outfit for one day. I would be asking Dad some questions. Was it him telling me this? Hilarious. You said, you sure you want to send me? You said, nah, I'm okay. Uh-oh. You said I would be like, give me three more specific signs. Laugh out loud. You said, you sure you just want one bottle of water? You said, if God said it, sure. But if not, you said it. You said, but not if someone said God said to tell you. Okay, okay. You said I had a kid and everything. Come on. All right, no. Well, hold on. How long do y'all remember where where Moses met old girl? It was something he needed from her. What did he need from her? He needed water. What do you think the temperature it was when he unalived that dude and then he took off running? You said, wait a minute, his wife or somebody else? She ended up being his wife. It was the what's his name's daughter. I can't think of his name right now. Midian, uh, Midian or whatever he was. Cause remember he ended up marrying her, Jethro. Yeah, his daughters was out there. He ended up marrying one of them. Remember, because we read in the lost books that she's also the one that was bringing him the food and the water when he was when Jethro threw him in jail for 10 years. Remember? Because it don't tell us that he was in jail when he was in the wilderness in our regular Bible, but we read it either in. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's in Jasher too. Okay. You said the desert gets cool at a certain time of the day. It does. Yeah. Sometimes that could be late, 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 early in the morning after you've been all day without water. Mm-hmm. So he did. You said type of the desert gets cool in the evening. No, I know, but sometimes it can still be hot because it depends on what's there. Because if you have big cinder blocks behind you at 10, 11, or 12 o'clock at night, depending on where you're at, they're still hot. And the concrete's still hot too. Uh-uh. You said it wasn't demons banished. And you said, and wasn't demons banished to the desert as well? Yes. Yeah. Water and to the elements that they had people worshiping. Crazy, right? So again, How far is your faith stretched when you on the shore? Or do you got to get kicked out into the water or into the wilderness or into the woods or into the desert to actually see how far your faith really stretched? And to see if you really are favored by Christ. Because that's how you know. When you go and you look at all the situations that these people went through, and if you can line your life up with that, you're like, oh, see, I thought the favor was just always some happy stuff. I never thought about this part of it, the seeds of it all. You said you got to get kicked out of there. Uh oh. Uh oh. Okay. Mmm. Huh. Interesting. You said, yep, hence my new definition. Listen, listen. Which would you rather? Y'all jumped out in the water over here, and y'all been swimming a long time. No matter what then came, no matter what currents and underflows, and people that didn't went by you and said, "Hey, you want to get off the crazy train?" You said, "No, I'm fine. I'll just keep on being crazy. I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna keep. No, no, no. My feet are moving even if you don't see my hands moving. I'm pedaling under. Don't worry. I know. I know it don't look like I'm doing nothing on top of the water. Okay, but I'm pedaling under the water. But you see, I'm up here talking to you, right? I know the water deep. It's okay. It feel it. I'm not saying I'm little. Ooh, I almost did that. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'm trying to get going on my walk, on my swim because I got to just keep swimming. You said backstroking over to here. You said, but it was that deep at first. Uh-oh. But I did get carried out by the waves a few times. Come on. You said, so what you're saying is you have to endure. Yeah. Cause okay. The first time you cook something compared to the 100th time you've cooked it. He who endures to the end. Okay? What you think? Maybe the first time you cook it, you asking people, do you think I did that? You think that tastes right? I don't know if I really. I mean, it's all right, but I know I probably could, and I probably should have maybe compared to the 100th time you. Baby, please, I know it tastes good. I ain't even worried about it. No, you said the current changes. Sometimes you gotta just go with it to survive. Okay. Hmm. After then, you can make it with your eyes closed. You can tell somebody else how to make it. No, 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 you're doing it wrong. I can tell by the way you stirring that. You stirring that. You need to. You gonna mess up your noodles. You said it gets better and better each time. You become an expert at it. Oh, okay. You said I can't tread in water, but I can float and doggy paddle. This part. You said, come on now. You said can do it blindfolded the 100th time. You said, and if they don't like it, kick rocks. This part. This. Stepping out on faith is that same type of process. But if he keep asking you to do the same thing over, right? If he keep asking you, you said endure the trials and show your true faith, right? Good or bad or different, you have to stick it out to the end and don't give up. And sometimes, right? So can I ask you a question? When you look at what faith means around here, it weigh a little bit different. Do it feel different? Favor and faith. It's ups and it's downs with favor and faith. Because sometimes what you're going through, you don't feel favored. You don't even know if your faith is where you think it is. But whole time, the only reason you in a situation is because those things are already strong. It's a switcheroo in the switcheroo in the switcheroo thing. They will be like, your faith is low. And I don't know if God even likes you. And whole time it's because God said, yeah, they got strong faith. And I don't know. I just really like them. What? Like Doubting Thomas. Come on. You said I'm homeless right now. What you mean? Why you did send me a what? You send me what's going on? Send me an email. Or send me an email. You don't gotta put your business all the way out here. Don't do that. Just okay. Why? Well, it's been a lot going on. Got it. That's 2 weeks. Okay. Send me an email, please. Well, why you didn't send an email? Okay, well don't tell it here. That's why send an email, please. I'll be right back. Please don't do that no more. You hear me? Hello, young lady. Why wouldn't you say nothing? You've been a part of this community for how long? We don't do pride over here. You hear me? Well, you know what? Listen, I don't. Okay, so we family for real, and you know I want to go to hell off. If you was here with me and nobody else was here, I would have some choice words for you. Cousin to cousin, sister to sister, rolling eyes, and cause you know, hello, make me okay, make me pinch you under your. Don't do us like that, please. We do every day. Yeah. Well, one thing I know for real, we family for real. You hear me? Cause y'all get real emotions out of me, real ones. You hear me, girl? Can you get out of class and send me an email, please? You should. You didn't have to say it in here. You could have said it on. I mean, you. That ain't. That's the stuff you email, sister. You wasn't supposed to say it in here. You got a private space, and so then we could have figured out. That, come on. That's why we created that. It's Trova Circa TROVA, or send it to Tatnai Place TATNAIPLACE at gmail.com. Girl, You know, y'all want to know why my hair is going gray? Because of y'all and my kids. I'm blaming y'all. My toes is down here like this because you already know, girl. And anybody, listen, we don't always have a ton, but if you get into a situation, now it's some folks, and not you. It's been some people that came in here on scene. I'm just saying, like y'all, listen, it saddens me that you've been going through that. You should have just, that's what it's for. Now we can't always work a gazillion miracles, but come on now, when we pull our resources together here, it be things that happen. And I don't know what area you in, but we might know somebody in your city, and then it was something that was waiting on you. Sometimes when you don't say nothing, right? You don't know. It could have been a blessing for you waiting 2 weeks ago. Girl, you made me want to bite your arm real hard. Yes, and we right. Exactly. We could have prayed. Girl. Do you talk to anybody outside of here? Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Do everybody got don't be sad. Don't be sad, but don't go through stuff you don't have to either. I don't know if God wanted it to be that time or whatever, but come on. You got a support system. We might not be able to do a lot all the time, but we here. That's like going in the grocery store, girl, and saying you hungry and then don't get nothing. You hear me? And that goes for everybody. We can't do a lot. It ain't y'all know the economy, everybody living in it. But one thing we can do is pray. We do come together, and this is not just to you. This is to, cause come on, y'all. That be making me feel crazy. I get it, but you still could have sent. Listen, okay. Sometimes it might not be finances. Sometimes you need information. It was a case of it didn't look like you needed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. That's what I'm saying. So it could have just been we got a lot of different people in here. Sometimes people don't speak up until there's a problem because they have the answer to your problem. Does that make sense? If you email me because you don't want to put all of it out there, I know how to finagle and say it without putting out who it is and whatever else, and I know how to do it. I do. Okay, I do. We don't got to put everything out there and all that kind of stuff, but we know how to say, hey, somebody in our family needs some help, and this is what we about to do. Y'all just helped me, and I'm very grateful for it. But don't, like, I did have a lot going on. But is there anybody else in here that you talk to? Y'all all got somebody that y'all email from the community, right? Well, I didn't try to do this. You don't got to talk to them every day. But if y'all can't get in contact with me, or if I'm not available, you need to have somebody in here that think like, I'm not saying think like we do, but you need to have somebody else's email in here that if you don't want them to have your name and number, okay, well, because I'm not always going to be available, as y'all can see, because my life is life in the same as y'all's now. Okay, and I didn't ask y'all to do this pretty much every year since we've been here. At least get one WOIUer's email or other Instagram or whatever, so that you have somebody from the community that if it's nobody in your right, well, don't do it here. Just do it in Substack or wherever, because it's crazy people on the internet and they monitoring everything. Okay, you hear me? You need to have somebody else because I mean, I told y'all we don't know how this is getting ready to go, and I might not be able to go live. There might be, y'all see how they playing. Oh, dang it! I'm about to. I don't know if it's gonna kick y'all out or not. I hope it don't. But I gotta take a picture of something real quick because I want to show you. I forgot to do that earlier. Okay, hold on. Oh, girl, you do that every time. Hmm. Sorry, y'all. So, real quick, who remembers when I told y'all back in 22, the end of 22, beginning of 23? Why don't you come in? Here we go. Y'all know who the Chicken and Grits podcast is? The guy with the big thick wigs on his head. I was under one of his posts yesterday, either earlier today or yesterday, right? And look what it said. The lady said, and my husband said last night he trying to figure out on YouTube why your podcast is the only one not showing up in his subscriptions. He literally has to go to your page. Something is off. And then someone else typed, on all social except Meta, it's all being suppressed. They're letting racists run rampant. But if you're speaking positive black love relationships or black group economics, it's all being suppressed. We're talking about the end of the world. Who remembers me telling y'all that Google and all of that was in on it way back when we they wouldn't let us get our click things and stuff, and that's when we was going crazy. And we went through that whole process of like people couldn't find it, and then it wasn't doing all this, and they never gave us. Oh yeah, they've been hating us since the beginning. You said yes. I listen to his podcast all the time. So this is why no notifications. This is why people can't find us. This is why. 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 And it's been like that since the end of 22 for real. They was cool with us just talking about the random Bible and whatnot. When we start tap dancing on that other stuff is when they start saying, nope, they can't. I told y'all they was hiding us on Google. I was not joking. That thing with our website, I know what it's all about. I told you, I said, they hid our Amazon thing. Look who all is in Project 2025. And then look at what we were using. It makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Ain't that crazy? I told y'all. So when people come in here and they're like, I'm not getting notifications, you know why? We talked about it. On over here, over there. We done been everywhere. Figuratively speaking. We've been on Instagram. They started messing with us. Whatever that other one was, we got over there. I can't even think of it. The purple fan base. We got over there. We had other TikToks. And we had YouTube and whatever else. Like, huh? Do you hear me? You said, yes, I'm having trouble with my devices right now, and that's why I'm on different devices. Okay. So anybody that got some sense, they're blocking that because they want people ignorant. We talked about it. He said, now for real, I will get notifications for a day in the life of people, but not information on what I want to hear. Yeah. hmm I talked with somebody recently, and they was like, "Do you this morning? Do you know that they burning the books?" I said, "Mm-hmm." They're trying to keep the information, and they don't want people to know. And not only are they burning history, they're burning this and that. I was like, "Yeah." And when books was cheap, didn't nobody want none. Hmm? When we started this, you could drive by places that would have stacks of books outside. They might be 25 cents, 50 cents. I know, because when I started here, books had just went up at the Goodwill to hardbacks was $1.99. Like in that book. Come on, Rika. Wow, ain't it? You said, listen, you said it's like the movie Tia Sandra recommended a year ago. Okay. Okay, here we go. Don't don't forget what's his name with oh boy. They was looking for the Bibles. Remember, he was the only one that could read it. It was Braille, and everything else was garbage. They didn't even care. They was piled up and using them as fuel and everything else. Hello, hello. So let me ask you a question. When you look at the blessings that God has put on the inside of your home, stuff that people didn't feel like if you had this, you would be favored. They felt like if you had a brand new Benz and a big old house and all of these whatever they said that was favored. But do you feel favored now, knowing all of the information that you know and having what you have in the time that we're in right now? Did y'all see the storm they talking about supposed to be coming? It's just like the day after tomorrow. As a matter of fact, a lot of people on the line talking about we about to have some day after tomorrow weather, man. You see it? They talking about if you in Texas, make sure you whatever for extreme, prepare for extreme. Get you some heat tape for them pipes. They talking about freezing weather in Texas and pipes bursting, and then in places up north, crazy snow and extreme heat. You mean everything that was going on in that movie? You said we've been having storms out here. You said trees been fell down. Interesting. We just talked about trees and them feel their roots filtering the air and all of that kind of stuff. It's getting really real. It is very. You said we ain't even out of summer yet, and they already talking about snow. Here we go. I seen so many videos. What's that one boy name? You said it's chill right now. I'm on my way home. Listen, this why I've been trying to find solitude in this mind, cause ain't no telling what's about to be a thing, which is crazy. See if they didn't took it, cause you know anything good they be hiding it. go. Oh, y'all, he used cuss words too. Did they take the sound from this? Y'all, they took the sound. But I think I downloaded the. Hold on. That's why I be downloading the stuff that I can. Because they will take it off. Oh, no way. Mm-mm. That's wild. So I downloaded his video, but what's wild is it's not in my phone. Interesting. That's crazy. And they deleted the sound on his video too. So we're just gonna use, I didn't really want to use him because I don't be really watching his stuff, but good thing I downloaded both. Sounding the alarm over this image. Why? Because there is a massive cold blob in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Let me tell you why this is important. Scientists say this could be a tipping point that could eventually lead to a global climate catastrophe. This cold blob is in the North Atlantic Ocean, south of Greenland, and the issue is that while the rest of the ocean is heating, this part of the ocean is cooling. And scientists now say that this could mean that we are heading towards a climate tipping point. Hilarious. So there's a thing called the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, or also known as AMOC. It works like a conveyor belt, according to scientists that spoke with CNN. It pulls warm water up and then cold water back down. Well, now scientists are saying that the AMOC may be heading towards a tipping point, potentially as early as this century. And if that occurs, that means that a future collapse could be locked in. And that would. Okay. But we knew it. All right. They said it's chilly right now in Texas. I'm on my way home. We've had plenty of thunderstorms and heavy rain in the past few days. The lightning was so bad here. Yesterday, it was no power for 4 hours. Interesting. Uh, they were saying the El Nino storm that is supposed to hit us is going to be the strongest storm since 1950. Interesting. Really, Twine, it has been just blazing hot here. Humid as ever, very little rain. Interesting. And y'all in the same state, ain't y'all? That's crazy. You said it stormed out of nowhere. And when I looked at the weather chart, it showed no rain and the lightning was horrible. Interesting. Interesting. Had heat and air conditioner on alternating for the past week. Weather is crazy. He said, yep, about an hour and a half or away or two. Okay. Or two away. Interesting. So y'all had storms in one half of it, and then in the other half, it's just been hot and muggy. He said, I'm in Texas, and it's been either super hot or humid or raining like crazy. The thunder sounds unexplainable. Interesting. Y'all don't feel like we living in the secret thing of the leprechauns right now? Do it feel like that? He said, all we've been getting is rain for weeks. Then a few days ago, it was 94 degrees. Yeah. What do it feel like? It don't feel like that to y'all? We live in the same little. They just ain't let us see them all the way yet. Okay. So spiritual war going on that some of us can see and feel. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all, when our sister in South Africa said what she said, that didn't shock y'all. I'm gonna keep on asking. That did not shock you, but that didn't just kind of wake up something like, oh, we do it was here, we do it was Kevin, we do, but that's different. We've heard about it in Mexico. We've heard about it, but she literally said in seven. Well, it's 7 weeks now. 7. She said 8 weeks. It's 7 now. 7. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 weeks. You sure? Y'all don't feel like the girl in Thief in the Night when she was sitting and she kept walking into the store and walking out the store, and then she went by here and there, and then she got home and she sat down and she was crying, and then the people came on the TV. It don't feel like that right now to y'all, because that's where we at in the movie. Then they started knocking on doors trying to see who was there, remember? And she just hid in there. They had the vans out and they was going door to door looking for folks. And that's when Brother Christopher came online with his thing on and said, let me tell y'all what's about to go on around here. And for a while she was able to avoid it, but after a minute it's very difficult to do so. He said the drones are doing that now. Uh-oh. And it's funny because in the movie, what was chasing her was a helicopter. That's true. And the people in the vans. Remember, it was a helicopter because that's how she jumped off the bridge into the water because the helicopter was chasing her. Wasn't it two of them? Or one of them was in a van and one of them was in a helicopter. Now we got the drones and the vans. Hello. So we at that part of the movie. We here now. We here. Mm-hmm. Do it feel weird? A little bit. I mean, I know we knew, but do it feel weird? Hmm. You said there's a video showing people disappearing in front of people in all parts of the world. I don't know if it's true or not. They're saying it's some parts of the rapture, or some people ain't from here. Most times when the people disappear, it's just like Harry Potter. Is it not? Spirits can show up in whatever form they want to, and we know that spirits can have children, and they had wives and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, I'm just saying. The Bible says you never know when you entertain the angels. So could that? I mean, they go to the train station. Ain't nobody really paying attention. Just so happen to catch it on the. I mean, they always at a bus station, a train station. They're the same. All the like the man just walking out of the air while they was doing the cast, and a whole portal opened up. He just walked out and walked on through. Well, they told us in Harry Potter what it is. It's a world on top of your world that you can't even see. And it's people that can go back and forth between that magic world and your world. Hello. They found a case of a screwworm in a dog clinic in Andrew, Texas. I thought it was just the cows. They did it like that in the librarians too. They sure did. And What was the other show where it was the purple women, the white women, the green women, or whatever that show was too? I can't remember. Hey T, interesting. Y'all think that's one of the plagues? They found one in a human too. You said the town is 30 minutes from you. You said an uptick of flies and ticks. You see, they was talking about how many mosquitoes might be let loose at the White House this evening because of the lights and whatnot. You said it's not just open wounds; they can get in through the eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. So, no former said that he had to start wearing repellent because they would not tell us they spreading out further. Interesting. For the ticks or for the screw worms? Didn't we just talk about bugs living inside of bodies and stuff? We talked about that with Job, didn't we? You said there have been weird fish, like frankenfish, that can walk on land, killing fish in lakes. They hunting them. There have been weird fish, like frankenfish, that can walk on land that are killing fish. They're hunting them. They also found a case in Hobbs, New Mexico, too. And what exactly does a screwworm do? I saw it, I looked, but can y'all tell everybody in here what it do? You said, which is crazy, y'all talking about this while I was outside in my car getting the baby out, and I seen this fly, but this fly had yellow feet. I looked it up, and it was one of those flies that lay those eggs. Did you email it at Tatnai Place? TATNAIPLACE at gmail.com. It shouldn't have. But mm, don't worry about it because somebody else emailed me today about a thing. Okay, so this is going even further than I thought. Remember, I told y'all they was erasing emails and all of my devices are crazy? There's nothing wrong with that email. It's on my phone. But somebody else said that about the Trova CERCA email today, earlier this morning. And they're telling people that our address, yeah, yeah, TATNAI, TATNAI, TATNAI. But it was getting kicked back, but you didn't do that one right. It's NAI. But it already happened today to somebody else. And they literally let me know it's the address that I put in there. And I said, well, that's it. Because I sent it back. It is what it is. Yes, that's it. Gotta wear long sleeves and pants layer up for protection. Are you serious? You know. Um, yeah. Fingers in this damn cloth. I don't know what's in here. I just don't know where. Oh, I think I did put it back. And yes, I'm talking to myself because y'all already know how this closet be looking. But I think it's over there on the other side. Tears. Y'all know what I'm looking for. Our white suits. I think it's over here. And I think I folded it up and put it back in there. That's not in the closet. Well, it's too hot to put it on. Anyway, y'all already know what I'm looking for. Hello. Our hazmat suits that we got. Yes. Mine ain't in here. I think it's in my survival stuff here. I must have put it up. Huh? Hello. Who thought you was weird for buying the hazmat suits? Hmm. And tape for your ankles and your EDC bag. Okay. You said when I was out watering my plants, one of my 4x4 posts was covered, and I mean covered in baby grasshoppers, still larva stage, but I already had legs. I smashed them all because they couldn't jump yet. You said I had my headphones in and I stepped away from my phone, but today I received a notification from my email provider that they set up a legacy setting where if my email is inactive for 30 days, they will delete it. Oh no, they better not be deleting none of my stuff. I use it. I use all those emails. We got three. Actually, technically, I think we got four. Oh. Do that sound like pestilence to y'all? Do it. Do we talk about a third or a fourth of the animal population being decimated? Did we? Being just, you said a Tyvek suit is what it's called. We use it, have to wear them in one of my jobs I had. Okay. We call them end of the world suits around here. No, I'm just playing. A Tyvek suit. Got it. You said, okay. So did y'all ever tell me what the screwworm do? What does the screwworm do? You said in standing water attracts mosquitoes, so be careful. Come on. It eats your flesh? It comes as a fly who lays a maggot that eats the living. Y'all don't remember our conversations about this? Every single year I have told y'all I'm trying to prepare myself for seeing rotting flesh walking around. Or laid out on the ground. All the maggots and the infestation of it all. The bodies. The animal carcasses. Have we not did these? And this might get has a sharp. You said, and this one has the sharp things on them. You said, and the flies have been horrible here. Bleach the trash cans, and it still don't work. We found out vanilla extract, so I'm gonna try it out. Okay. Hmm. Did we talk about this? And I told y'all I've been asking God to prepare my mind to see this. No. And y'all telling me that it's here, not just here somewhere else, here in America. And now don't nobody got no medical care, and we don't got the CDC and stuff no more. So it's probably more cases than that, but they can't tell us. Don't forget that. You said my apologies. You said the maggots have sharp things on them, and they dig. Okay, not we. Okay, I get it. We don't got to talk about it. You said use cinnamon. They hate that. Okay, you gonna want to go outside in a minute. Is this why God told us to get canned meat, dried meat, stewed meat, water bath meat? Because it's about to have. I'm about to go. It's a lot of people that's about to get a rude awakening. Sound like this is going to be the reason for the stay in your house notice. One of them, extreme weather, girl. And y'all see that they closed the Strait of Hormuz for good. They know what they about to do. And they didn't play it in our face a long, long time. Can I ask y'all a question? Do y'all that remember that movie 2025 or 2026? And Callie was looking like this? Y'all don't remember? And people was like, it was all the chaos on Tubi, remember? And the daddy was in there, I think, spazzing out, and the kids and all of that. Y'all remember? Y'all remember what was happening in the streets? Okay, okay. I feel sorry for the people that don't believe. I don't know. You would just have to look it up. I feel sorry for the people that don't believe that we are in the time that we're in. Because it don't matter if you believe it or not, it's still happening. Doesn't matter if you believe what's happening or not, it is still happening. You hear me? This is crazy. Hey, um, and people really don't believe. Right? Yeah, right before your eyes. In real life. In real life. Yeah. All I'm gonna say is this. They telling people get water, get life straws. That's why I'm mad they took that boy Sam. They said get water, get life straws because the water might freeze and this, that, and the other. And I said, you need to have a way to heat your house because even though it's, whatever temperature where you are, they were saying like in Florida, it might go to extreme temperatures and be like Wisconsin. So you need to have something for each season because they don't know how it's going to affect the weather everywhere. That don't sound like the day after tomorrow. That in Florida it might freeze over. You seen it, Valerie? Yeah. They talking about Texas could freeze because of the this and the that, depending on how the weather. Girl, extreme weather would be the opposite or way more of what you already get. Come on now. Yeah. And that's why they took that boy video down. Because I don't even think he's in the country. He's somewhere else. And so they get a lot different news than we get. I don't know if he's back from Thailand or wherever he was, but there's other people saying it too. Yeah.
This is how the World Cup opened up for the first game in Mexico. Fox News did no.
So they didn't show the Fox News thing. I'm trying to find. Oh, here it go.
In the last 48 hours, the NOAA officially confirmed a Super El Nino advisory. It is essentially guaranteed now that a Super El Nino is coming. We are in one as we speak. Additionally, they have essentially confirmed severe weather will be seen across the entire continental United States and much of the world. Let's chop it up. So for those of you who don't understand what a super El Nino is, well, an El Nino is a changing weather climate circumstance in which essentially we're going to experience an increased amount of typhoons on the West Coast. And historically, based on what we're seeing, this is going to be one of the largest ever, meaning we are also most likely going to experience severe amounts of rainfall in the South, specifically Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. Additionally, the last time we saw weather circumstances like this, Florida had the most active tornado season they have ever experienced in the 1980s. Up north, you can expect severe winters, high levels of ice, so severe cold with a lot of moisture. Perfect for ice circumstances. I would also anticipate an increased level of snowfall. This chart here shows temperature variance in the sea in degrees Celsius. If you look, it is anticipated that this is going to be the highest upper level ocean temperatures we have ever experienced. We're looking at potentially the worst El Nino in 200 years. What does this mean for you? How do you prepare? Well, what you need to do first is you need to begin the process of stockpiling water. Should you lose power? Now in Texas, we will lose power if we experience a severe freeze. You know this, okay? You need to stockpile water. It's estimated that you're going to need somewhere between half a gallon and 1 gallon per person per day. If you do not have the square footage in your home to stockpile this amount of water, what you're going to want to do is stockpile water treatment tablets. This can allow you to fill up just about any container and treat large quantities of water. If money is not an issue, you can also invest in what is called life straws, which will allow you to drink even pretty dirty water out of any usable container. I also highly recommend beginning the process of saving for a small generator. If power outages are experienced during times of severe flood or rain, life-threatening circumstances are inevitable. So you need to make sure you have some way to maintain power. Even a small generator can allow you the opportunity to have communication, meaning you can keep your phone charged should you need to call for help. I would also highly recommend beginning to stockpile canned food, things that you can eat cold, things that you do not need to heat. But it is going to be very important. Please, for the love of God, do not forget, if you are going to stockpile canned food, please keep a can opener in your storage. Next 6 months, it is going to be very important that you keep your eyes on the weather and pay attention if any evacuation or emergency notices are issued. Heed these warnings. Do not ignore them. When they come out, it is often almost already too late to leave. Okay, so you need to pay attention to the weather in your area, especially this winter and this hurricane season. Share this video with your people so they understand what's going on in our...
Huh? Did y'all hear it? Right. Have you heard any of those things before? You said chills on chills on chill. Okay. You said, sis, tell me why you were letting us hear this. I got a notification saying starting Monday through Wednesday. Oh, what? Diana says, sis, tell me why you were letting us hear this. I got a notification saying Monday through Wednesday, we're going to have flash flood warnings here in Louisiana from your news channel. You mean like kind of as we were speaking about it? Did he say something about life jackets and stuff like that? Y'all heard that part? Name one of those things that God didn't prepare us for. In 22, he started preparing us. You said my news ain't even keeping up with the weather. It said cloudy and it's been raining badly off and on all day. And I just repacked all my emergency items in the closet. Okay. Did you hear him say if you hearing the sounds, it's probably already too late? You said yes, it was storming here and this is why I'm just coming in. Okay. Did you hear him say that? Okay. All right. I'm not gonna keep y'all. Okay. How is it that God was whispering in our ears everything that everybody is saying right now when the world was real, real loud? When everybody was out at the daytop parties and spreading money and turning up because they was tired of being in lockdown. God was whispering in our ears as a collectively for over 3 years about what to prepare for day by day by day by day. He told us something else. He said we're now under a flood watch 2 where I'm at in Texas until Tuesday. Interesting. Do ya? Because we favored. Come on. So you just gonna take it before I can bring it all the way back, Keish? It didn't feel favored when you was buying all your survival stuff and people was calling you crazy and saying you was in a cult. But now it feel like favor. Listen, I'm grateful that God warned us. Every one of our classes that we said, baby, it don't matter what channel you go to. If you on, they talking about something that we didn't God prepared us for. Whew. You said I'm grateful we don't be out in the chaos. Come on. In a minute, you're not gonna want to go outside. In a minute, it ain't gonna be okay to go outside. In a minute, it ain't gonna be safe. In a minute, it ain't gonna be safe to be around all these people. In a minute, it ain't gonna be safe. You're gonna have to pray over your food because the food ain't gonna be no good. In a minute, in a minute, in a minute, in a minute. He told us. I thank God for listening ear. That part. You hear me? Tell me that's not crazy. It's mind blowing. Come on. It's mind blowing. You said heck no, but now we gonna be all right. Nothing but the grace and mercy. He doesn't play about us. Come on, right? He got us ready. Listen, it didn't feel good at first, but it feels good, better and better. Hey, pumpkin, every day to have separated ourselves and to open our hearts up and our souls up to what it is that God had to say to us before it was too late. You said I listened to Trap Bible Stories today, and she did a video on just this. The things are going. Never mind. Don't listen, but watch and have discernment on how Jesus gonna come. This is why I thank God for all the time for directing me down the path here. I done drank all my stuff. You said we learned DIYs in class and we learned quiet drills. We prepped and prepared because we listened and learned. That part. I need to make some more of everything. Both of these is empty. Y'all pick that up. That's crazy. Girl, trap Bible stories. I'm happy about it, but I'm come on. Get some, and a nigga can't even find my page. Girl. Excuse me, that is wild. Every time we got the Hood Bible, we got trap Bible stories there. We got listen, that is crazy. Hmm. People are funny. I just that's crazy. Again, the devil will try to tell you that the things that you do don't matter. Nobody sees it. Nobody pays attention to it. Nobody even knows it's going on. And that don't be the truth. You know? It don't be the truth. Yeah, you said, and the crazy part, they cut yours, but they let theirs play too. They let yours play. They know where they get it from. Yeah, yeah. I think it's wild. Crazy, girl. I ain't gonna say it. Don't be getting. You said funny. I seen a girl on TikTok doing the same thing a while ago. I haven't been up there in a while. You said, "All right, Jacob. No credit for your work, but we know. Listen, cause that girl. That's crazy. Because my issue with that is, and not an issue, but prior to me being on, I didn't start telling Bible stories like that when I got on TikTok. Like that's how I've always witnessed to people, right? Because God took me to all different types of people. I told y'all, I'd be in a trap. He'll make me witness in there. I'll be in a liquor store. It didn't matter where I was at, the club, job, bus stop. But he always gave me, hello, the ability to speak to people in a way and tell them biblical stories that they would understand, whether it be through business or whatever else. And so I'm grateful that the word is getting out there. I don't want y'all to think that that's the thing, because I'm grateful that the word is getting out there. But it is crazy how people will take certain things and then use it as their own. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but what did God give you? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has a different way that they minister. Everybody has, like, everybody don't play the guitar the same. Everybody don't play the drums the same or the piano the same. Now, can you play it like somebody else made it? Yes. But the cool thing about art and stuff like that is you make it, you take it and you learn how to play somebody else's stuff, but then you do your own thing, right? And it does feel weird to me because this does not just happen in this realm of my life. You know what I'm saying? So it really it be messing me up when people do certain things, because it's like I just be scared if they be saying God gave it to them. That be the thing that like my toes is down here like this. That be weird to me. God gave me a revelation, or did you see somebody else stuff and then you're using it as though God spoke that to you, or you know what I'm saying? That's scary to me. Does that make sense? That's like if I call my godmother and she tell me, baby, God spoke such 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 such, and then I get on here, don't tell you I had the conversation with her and say, ooh, God spoke such and such and such and such to me. That's the vibe sometimes that kind of stuff gives me. Does that make sense? You get me? Because it's trendy now to talk about the Bible in a way of how we live now, but it wasn't. And I got a lot of flack for the way that I talked about the Bible, right? So it's like, if you're in the medical field, God might make you have always have medical references in your ministry, or if you do hair, or if you're a carpenter, or whatever, a teacher, like, who he made you is your thing, and your ministry will come out of your thing. Does that make sense? Y'all feel me? You know what I mean? Like, you can tell if a person is doing something because they're trying to mimic somebody, and you can tell if it's wholeheartedly who they are. Does that make more sense? Like, the person hang around the prophet, so then they start to talk and act like the prophet, but that ain't even really who they is. You know, instead of being, God put you in that position because there's going to be people that you need to deal with, but they will only see you when you are walking in the way that God wants you to walk, and not becoming somebody else or taking something else and trying to say, "Oh, this is you." You see what I mean? Right, right. So that's the part of that that kind of ruffles my feathers a little bit. And I mean, I'm grateful that people are getting the word. It does, but it's like, is that really how God be wanting you to teach it, or did you see that that is trendy, and so then you're just jumping on the bandwagon? You know what I mean? That's my thing. Cause like, we tell our stories like that in here because this is how, like, a lot of y'all, and even though it is getting the word out there, it just be weird. I don't know. You said, yep, like a mimicking spirit. That's why I don't have no friends. Right. Good night. You hear me? And so it'd be weird to me sometimes because it's like, what amazing things that God put in you that you're supposed to bring to the world in the way that God wants you to bring it to the world. Does that make sense? You gonna tell the same Bible story, but maybe you have a guitar when you tell it, or you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the spin that God has given you to put on His kingdom and your thing that you do? You know, like, some people cook and talk about the Bible, and da 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 da, da, and it's like, let's share this meal. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, then I be good night. You said, then I be wondering, are you doing it for the, like, what is your purpose or your intent? You know, you said that's why God said, I didn't send or ask for everyone get away from me. Listen, I be cringing to watch others do it, but it's like, but here it's like, we are in the same space. Listen, and I'm not knocking nobody. It just be weird to me sometimes. Like, hopefully it's wholehearted, and it's not just, that telling Bible stories get you, notoriety, or because everybody going, which is good. I'm not tripping about that. That's not the issue, but it's like it's trendy to be a Christian right now. Like, it was trendy a couple years ago to be a witch and doing shadow books, and that was the trend. And for the last 3.5 years, it's been trendy to be a Christian again, to be wholesome, to be set apart, and you know what I'm saying? What do they call it now? Conservative and all of this. So that's the thing that's trending right now. But we was doing it when it wasn't trending. when people was telling us we needed to be turning up still every weekend and getting out and about and doing whatever crazy stuff we wanted to. Anyway, I'm about to go. I love y'all. I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. This life is real crazy. See y'all later. You said let's see if it's trendy when it's time for the mark. Keish, you get what I'm saying now. That's what I'm talking about. Do you feeling me now? Like, is you really living this or is this just something you do? Because even selling survival stuff and talking about the end of the world is trendy right now. And you can make money doing it. You see what I'm saying? So is this really in you or is it in you to just be? This is the stuff that I be talking. You picked up exactly what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't, because we over here 10 toes down trying to figure out how to make it through this. You know what I mean? In real life. Like you said, doing drills and all of this kind of stuff. Like, I love y'all.